Broadcasting from Hollywood, California, it's Grant's Rants, Hollywood Talk.
Hell freezes over when Teresa, Giudice, and Danielle Staub reunite. Luann de Lesseps plans an over-the-top wedding. Lohan Nightclub opens in Greece. Donald Trump cannot shop at the Grove. And we look at network TV ratings. What's good, what's bad? That and more with Fern Ronay right now. Let the ranting begin. I am sitting next to Fern Ronay, good friend, good sport, Fern Ronay.
Hi!
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Now, for those of you listening, we are under different circumstances here. We're actually in the back of the AfterBuzz TV studios. The live show at Bid Chat, I mean, you know as much as I do on what happened there. Nothing.
Yeah.
We should be live on Bid Chat, but no one was home. No one was at the office. It's a Thursday that we're recording this. I had everything, arranged, scheduled. This was no surprise to anyone that I was coming. And now here we are. So I don't know what the future holds. It's odd that, just nothing's happening. So you never know in this business what is coming up next. Here we are. Fern looks good, ready to go.
Thank you, dear.
I'm half asleep, but we're good to go. And it's like, all right, so couldn't get anyone to help us out with that. So I said we have to do a podcast anyway. I owe you guys a show. So we're going to do a shorter version of the show, and here's why. Because Fern, I want her to come back when we do the big studio live show so she can take questions and we can have the full experience. Fern and her husband have been nothing but supportive to me, so she earned this experience no matter what. So we're doing it. In the meantime, in between time, let's talk about some topics. What are you watching on TV? What are you into?
Well, I am such a Sarah Jessica Parker freak, and I know it's my age and it's my generation. I'm the Sex and the City generation. I lived in New York. I was single. It was that show. Honestly, maybe not as raunchy, but it was that show, and she is just I just adore her. So obviously, I'm watching Divorce, and I'm doing the after show on AfterBuzz. I'm so excited. And
how is it?
It's good. It's on HBO, like Sex and the City was. So it's they're able to do things they can't do on other channels. But it's funny. Sex and the City was funny, but it's a darker tone. Whereas Sex and the City was much lighter, and it was a different tone.
Yeah.
But it's just as good, and the writing is really good. It's only 2 shows in. But it's excellent. I can tell already it's excellent.
Because I heard a couple mixed reviews about that, but I trust your view because I know that is your bread and that is your thing. That's in your wheelhouse.
Yes, it really is.
So and you're enjoying it. Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, on the flip side, what I'm watching is what very few people are watching, but Big Brother Over the Top. No one's watching it because it's on CBS All Access, and shout out to my buddy Anthony who's helping me watch this show. But it is a really interesting show. I never thought I would get into anything like that because it's a huge commitment. I mean, Big Brother airs 3 times on CBS network-wise when it's on in the summer. There's like an event every day, but it's a different casting company that casts the show, so they're very dynamic and they're very skewed, different than normal. Mm-hmm. And so I've watched a lot of Big Brother, so this is a little bit more fresh for me, and it's an easy watch. I put it on and I do my little data entry and get my work done and upload podcasts and follow along. So it's an interesting watch. And
Why is it called Over the... Oh, go ahead.
Over the Top because it's digital. It's their digital... It's all exclusively online. That's why.
Okay. Right.
So I want to know if anyone else is watching BBOTT. Send me a tweet because I really don't know anyone really else like this. And I'm just curious to know from like a digital perspective, like as a TV guy, how many people followed it from CBS, like network TV, to a paid, like I think it's like $5.99 a month app. So I'm curious to know really who's watching. Right. I mean, they have a very loyal fan base. It makes a lot of sense. I would love to see them bring back like a soap opera that way. Because soap viewers are so loyal. Right. I grew up on Guiding Lights, so I'm a little partial to that one. Right. So I'd love for that show to come back, but that's Procter & Gamble, and there's a lot of red tape.
I'm surprised more soaps aren't on the streaming services, because don't they have such a huge loyal fan base, like you said?
Yeah, I mean, they're like available to watch, but like next day or after they air. But there's none exclusive to like CBS.com. Their Passions used to be on like DirecTV exclusively, and then it, but I mean, yeah, unfortunately there were the soaps, All My Children and One Life to Live, that were designed for the internet, but bad business led those soaps to be like one season, like a 50 episode and dead. And one of the lead actresses still hasn't been paid for that. So, yeah.
Oh, so maybe it's not such a good idea.
No, well, when done right and in good hands, and when these brands are valued, like BBOTT or Big Brother, things can go in hopefully a better direction. So it's all about investment. It's all about business. That's my opinion anyway. Let's talk about an Instagram photo that has shocked the world. Has hell frozen over or not? Teresa Giudice is doing yoga with none other than Danielle Staub. Engaged 20 times. At this point, yes, 20. What did you make of this
in the
photo?
words of Auntie Cohen, wowza. I couldn't believe it. And I don't think I'm a cynic, but I immediately looked up the name of the place, JZT, because she said, loved catching up and bonding with Danielle Staub at JZT Dance and Yoga. So I looked it up, and it's in Weehawken, New Jersey, which is not near where either of them live. It's like kind of near Hoboken.
Oh, interesting.
And it's not somewhere that, you would think their yoga place that they would just run into each other at would be near Wayne and near the area where they both live. So I wonder if it was planned. Do you think it was planned?
I think it was planned on behalf of Teresa wanting to get back at Jacqueline.
Oh, okay.
And wanting to, draw that line in the sand. This is post-reunion. They've taped the reunion at this point. So I can imagine that tensions had flared. And give Teresa a week and she'll pull a stunt. And she got Danielle, who I'm sure is more than happy to get the attention. I like Danielle. And the one thing I will say, I follow her closely. We actually message sometimes. I'm definitely a fan and a friend of hers. I'd like to think in my head anyway. But I think that she lacks the attention and the credit that she believes she deserves for putting Housewives on the map. With that scene and with her storyline, and she's even said none of the ratings have compared to the highs that they had when I was on, and she definitely deserves the shot that she got.
Absolutely.
And she should get another shot to come back.
I agree. And she, it just made me laugh the way you phrased it. Danielle is retweeting everything that comes her way. Everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we miss you. You're the OG. There'd be every compliment gets retweeted, whereas Teresa, not so much. She tweeted that and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes. I love the image because the look on Danielle Staub's face, she's so thrilled secretly to be photographed. And if we were in the studio, I had the photo all ready to go up so we could observe. I want to get people's thoughts.
Right.
But, that's not the case here. But I want you to look at the photo regardless. It's on Teresa Giudice's Instagram, and it's all over Danielle Staub's Twitter. It's retweeted 80 times.
You'll find it.
Good for her. Good, who the hell knows?
I hope she comes back. I think it would be great.
Yeah, it says that Teresa reached out to Danielle for, quote, a genuine reason, and that's what started the conversation. I wonder what the genuine reason would be.
That she genuinely hates Jacqueline and wants to piss her off.
Yes.
Genuinely.
Let's talk real quick about New York housewife Luann and her marriage that's coming up that we've heard a lot about. If you've watched this, even one episode of the season, you know that this is a very exciting time for Luann de Lesseps.
Luann's getting married. I'm getting married. Yes.
I watched almost every episode except for that last part of the reunion. The third part of these reunions, I am so fatigued. They've asked all the big stuff. The wow moments have happened. I didn't need to see the group hug at the end. I could see that on reality TV.
Well, they didn't have a group hug this year, so you missed that.
Oh, they didn't?
No, Bethany remained seated.
Well, yeah, I saw that, but the other fools got together,
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, Bethany's going to be a cold bitch. But, Luann I'm trying to defend Bethany, I can't go there. Luann is going to have 3 dresses at this wedding, but this is very expensive for her. I looked into this. Hotel costs are a lot.
Yeah, it's in Palm Beach, right?
Yeah, Palm Beach. For one room, it's like, it can be between $689 to like $1,100, almost $1,200 per night. And that's if you want to stay at like the main hotel where everything's happening.
Right.
You can go to like the Hilton, which is like $180 a night, but you're not in the middle of the action.
Which is where I got married, at a Hilton in New Jersey. Much more affordable.
Yes. And the dinner and reception, everything is valued at like $230 per head. So that
actually sounds cheap.
Really? See, I haven't planned a wedding.
Yeah, that does. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing just sounds over the top and wonderful, and I would be so into it and happy for her if I believed this was legit. If I believed this was real. It just, the way it all happened was too fast and too not genuine. It just genuinely doesn't seem like a real love affair happening.
No, I mean, I think she's very happy with the image that it gives off, and having someone that is interested in being in these society scenes at the boats and going out and having someone to go to dinner with. That's very important to her. I don't know about the future of this. I mean, anytime you get engaged and married that quick after just meeting.
Right, and not to mention that he was spotted kissing someone else, which I know your love of Dr. Phil, but Dr. Phil says if you wouldn't do it with your significant other standing right there, then it's cheating. So she can make all the excuses she wants. He was cheating on you. Even if he didn't go home with her, he was kissing someone else.
Yeah, well, she
Run
says
for the hills.
She says it was only a mistake that he apologized for, and she even took the blame by saying that she got in a fight with him beforehand. Right. And it's like, no.
Oh, so unhealthy.
From her perspective, though, it's like if she calls that off, she loses the future she imagined for herself. She loses her living situation. She loses her yacht situation. So it's just...
She loses her storyline.
Well, now she's threatening that she doesn't need the housewives anymore. She's over it. None of them have been supportive to her. She doesn't need them. I guess only Dorinda is going to this wedding.
Which sounds like a great storyline. I hate you all. You're not invited. It's perfect.
There's a lot going on New Year's Eve. The wedding.
Yes.
It's his birthday. And it's all going down Palm Beach. I know what'll happen. I know she will make this marriage happen. No matter what.
Yes.
I mean, she was open. She was even open to keeping that open marriage in her last marriage. I mean, she's kind of she just wants to be called
to
someone's
be attached
wife.
to someone. Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah, I don't know. What can you say?
Yeah, it's better to be alone than fake it with some guy you don't. It's not genuine.
Right. Well, someone who's never alone is Lindsay. Lindsay's opened up Lohan Club in Athens, and they're looking at opening the same club in Hong Kong and London. I'm surprised it's not in London. That's like her city.
Right.
She's like taking over.
That's true. It might be because she's dating Dennis Papagiorgio, who is Greek. And helped her open the nightclub. So this
guy, Dennis, I said this before on this show, that when she got in that big fight with Igor, he was there to defend her. And he kind of protected her, and that was what the report said. He was like her defense against him. So they've grown very close. She claims that they're not boyfriends and girlfriends, but there's photos of them like making out. And she's hooking up with him. They're working together. They're in a nightclub scene. I'm always going to be Team Lindsay because I just think it's always a new twist with her. She always manages to land on her feet. You know, she's one of those people that always manages to get out of situations and get on to the next.
I'll give her that. She's 30 years old, and God bless, she's made it to 30, which
I know, right?
No one would have predicted. So you know what?
She's made it somehow to where she is today.
It's a miracle.
And she's still got people around her that want to do business with her, that like her. I mean, she's a mess.
Total mess. And I don't understand how her mother and father are not like, you have been to rehab how many times? Perhaps opening a nightclub is not the smartest idea, but then again, her parents are...
I can only hope that Dina is on the dance floor with the VIP seats. There's two versions of VIP in this club. So I hope Dina gets in the high one. I'm sure she
cares about.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's hilarious. I really want to go, but I don't know how long these clubs are going to last. You know, that in general, with nightclubs, you never really know. This just, I can't wait to check it out. However, her German energy drink line... I love that it's so specific. Like, she can't get anything moving in the U.S., nothing. Well, So she's going to be serving her version of these energy drinks at the club, which makes sense. You know, everyone has like a, you know, like a Red Bull and tequila. Like, I like that, you know, but she's also giving it to the refugees.
Oh my God.
Did you read that?
Yes. So I read that she, on October 12th, page 6 said that she was visiting a refugee camp, a Syrian refugee camp in Turkey. And I thought, wow, good for her. Like, maybe she's turning over a new leaf. October 18th, page 6 said that Lindsay's blue caffeine lemonade energy drink will be supplied to the refugee camps. Are you kidding me?
Like, I guess it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. I mean, right. They
a grain above nothing.
Right.
I mean, not very useful. These people could use a water bottle, some bandages.
Exactly.
You know, a warm meal.
Food, shelter.
Yeah, right. But I guess an energy drink will help them get through.
Turn that smile upside down. Like, oh, you've been, you know, ripped from your home. You've seen your, you know, seen tragedy. But
I guess it's her way of trying. But did you see the photos of her with, like, the babushka?
Yes! Oh, my God. And it was, of course, reminiscent of Angelina Jolie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember first hearing about her going years ago, and I thought, wow, good for her. And, you know, she's obviously gone in a different direction. But Lindsay, I think, will stay Lindsay.
Oh, what else can we say? I don't even want to talk about politics on the show. I'm absolutely exhausted. But I saw this story. It's an LA story, so I wanted to put it out there. I thought it was kind of fun. The Grove, the world-famous shopping mall, outdoor, beautiful mall here in LA, is basically not. They don't want Donald Trump shopping at Crate and Barrel. They
not welcomed.
No, not welcomed at all. The owner, who's a billionaire, a Republican, Rick Caruso, who opens up a lot of places around here. All of his places look nice. They're like kind of like channel like Disney a little bit. You know, very polished, clean, a different time. You know, they have the trolley that goes through. Beautiful places. But he told TMZ that he's not happy with Trump and he would ban him if he could. And he actually donated a lot of money to John Kasich. So, you know, it's not like he's like one of those like super liberal Democrats. It's like, no, he doesn't like Trump either.
Right, at all. And he said really, you know, things that at the time that when he was supporting Kasich about Donald Trump, that he just is such a bad candidate. And that, you know, if you want to be in public office, you have to be compassionate, you have to be a gentleman, you have to be professional. And it's so nice to hear people speak like adults.
Right.
And, you know, that's why he's a successful businessman, because he knows how to present himself like a professional.
Yes. And
it serves him well. And you see it all the time with these other, like Warren Buffett. He's classy. And it just makes you wonder, like, how did there's so many other rich, really smart people who could be running.
Businessmen.
Yes. How did, still cannot believe he got this far. I cannot believe it. And my husband keeps saying, you're addicted to politics. I was never interested in politics, but I know I'm a lawyer. I just never cared that much.
Yeah.
And now I can't turn it off because it's like I tell him it's like watching Housewives. People can't understand why I like Housewives, and it's because I love characters. I love observing people who make you say, like, I can't believe he just said that. I can't believe she... And that's what it's like with him. It's watching a narcissist get humiliated and watching him slowly implode, and it's terribly sad. The human side of me, yes, it's a sad thing to observe, but it's fascinating.
Yeah. I always like watching someone that truly believes and lives that they are just, like, so on top, and everyone else is, like, looking at them the wrong way, but they maintain their truth in themselves. God bless them.
God bless. I wish I had that level of delusion. It must be so comforting.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm going to take both sides here. I think Hillary should also be banned from the place.
Oh,
get rid of both of them from the Grove, because when I go to Zara, if I go to the farmer's market, I'm there for an escape. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really not there. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see them either anywhere.
Right.
I'm sick of them on Facebook. I'm sick of them on Twitter. You know, someone posted this is the last thing I'll say about the election, but someone posted a great meme on Facebook, and it said, one is everything that's wrong with America. The other is everything that's wrong with America's government.
Perfect.
Well said. You know what I mean?
Truly.
So yeah, I don't know what to do. I have to actually have a absentee ballot coming from Cranston, Rhode Island, and I gotta push them in the more liberal direction.
I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I can't. Thank God those debates are over.
Yes,
because they're dominating TV schedule for us. So it's fall TV. I want to watch my fall shows. I don't want any of these preemptions because that is just like they're not even debating. It's a waste of time. You know what I mean?
Especially the second one. It was all like, it was basically reading all of the Daily Mail headlines. It was ridiculous.
That was the housewife reunion one.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That was the one that was
really
was.
Good.
Yes.
As much as I can't look away, I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, I know. I just can't anymore. And there's a lot of documentaries on both of them. I know Frontline they do every candidacy. They have, a profile on both of them. I just don't know how people are continuing to, at this point, have the bandwidth to continue to watch.
Yeah.
And there's, the show, there's like that show with Kiefer Sutherland, the Designated Survivor. I don't know how people at this point could even want to be bothered watching anything in the realm of politics.
Right.
Aren't you burned out?
Right. Aren't you sick of it?
Yeah, like I need a break from like the politics, like Washington and like the DC landscape and like that Kiefer Sutherland who's like sweating because he's going to be the new president. Right. The real thing is happening every time you turn around. Like,
isn't that enough?
I don't need it for entertainment.
Exactly.
I don't. Yeah. The TV landscape is a network is interesting this season. Still not a lot of cancellations, but some shows have been picked up. And so I thought that was kind of interesting to take a look at to see what we know is coming back. No surprise on CBS that NCIS New Orleans is picked up for a full season. They have an interesting thing over there where if they pick up a show to a full season and it's a third season, they automatically, by default, get a full fourth season. So, because if it's produced by CBS.
Okay.
So like Sony sells shows, like This Is Us, that is a Sony show, sold to NBC. But in this case, with CBS, if it's a CBS show they produce themselves and they get a third full season, they automatically get the fourth. So it's actually kind of a good deal nowadays. Very rare, but the show does well for them.
Right.
So I didn't know if we need another NCIS, but I mean...
But the people who love it, love it.
They love it. They love it. It's funny to always look at the ratings for CBS because the numbers are, it's like a 15.9 rating, almost 16 million people watching, and then the demo for like 18 to 49 is like a 3. You know what I mean? It's like, look, it's unbelievable the amount of people that really are not looking at these shows that are of a big group, big age bracket. It's odd.
So all the people watching are older and don't Netflix, Hulu.
I guess not. Yeah, they don't. It's unbelievable the amount of money that these shows make even in syndication. And if you happen to listen to our show last week with Christy, we talked about a lot of these shows like The Big Bang Theory and Judge Judy that make like $1 billion in syndication alone. I mean, it's unreal. So the business of TV is really cool, and that's something I want to talk more about this show, especially when we get back into the live studio, because I just think it's cool. It's Hollywood talk,
right.
And it's something that everyone can relate to the dollar bill.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's interesting.
And TV is everyone's saying that this is the golden age of television.
Yeah.
A lot of great shows.
Yeah, the shows that are doing well are like on ABC, the comedies. Blackish doing very well for ABC. That's good. I'm happy to always see that. Getting a good comedy lineup is really difficult. I mean, NBC has struggled with it for last 10 years. So that's never easy. But even they've got their Superstore and The Good Place, and they're really committed to those shows. So it's good because for a while these networks were just selling these shows and canceling them so quick. I don't want to get invested in anything.
Right.
You knew it was going to be dead.
Right.
But the whole thing has switched in the last 5 years. Especially last season was the first season where they kept these shows on, and they were doing terrible. But they had bought the amount of episodes, they had like the full thing in the can, and it's cost a lot of money to go and make a show quick and put it in its place. So they just burned them off.
And so it didn't work out for them? They eventually got canceled?
Yeah, they eventually got canceled, but they did run the shows that they bought, and they have to use their money wisely. And then those shows in their full seasons or season can go on a Netflix or can go on an Amazon or whatever.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if they go on Amazon. Do you have Amazon Prime?
No.
No, I don't have it either. I wonder if that's like just Amazon shows or if it's like other, like I think it's like you can watch other shows on there.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't know that, and I'm still bitter about my HBO Go, the lack thereof. But yeah, I mean, Bob's Burgers. Have you ever looked at that show? No interest, but that's picked up as well. So if you're a fan of that, you can rest easy. And it looks good for This Is Us, good show.
Which
on
everyone loves. I haven't seen yet, but I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend that for you. Yeah, I think
I started watching Better Things too. I don't know if that was on the list. Better Things on FX with Pamela Adlon. It's so funny and so good.
I just heard about that on the radio today on the way into work. Yeah.
It's like another kind of dark comedy. She's associated with Louis C.K. and I think he produces it, and it's funny.
Oh, okay, so it must be a little dark. It must be a little bit like a real, an edge. Yeah. Well, I mean, these shows. It's interesting to see what resonates. Fox, Empire, of course, is in good shape, and then Lethal Weapon, which I was like, really. And the same thing with MacGyver on CBS. That show actually does really well.
It does?
And I was like, I mean, it does well with numbers. I don't know who in my demo was watching that.
Honestly, and all of the people who watch the old one, I feel like, are probably dead.
A little, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, MacGyver's been made into a total joke with MacGruber. I mean, that's like our generation. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a total joke. So the fact that people are watching like that and Hawaii Five-0, like, I don't know who these people are.
Taking it seriously,
but,
I don't know.
It's interesting. But I'm definitely gravitating more and more towards these digital shows because the show, I feel like they're not for me. The stuff on network.
Yeah.
It's just not for me anymore. I mean, I enjoy a good comedy, but I've been talking on this show, I've been rewatching The Office, and it's great to watch that back to back to back. You know, it's like if you're looking for a show to binge when you're just like, like wrapping gifts around the holidays or traveling or whatever, like that's a really good one. That's a really good show
The Office.
Back to back. Yeah.
I haven't watched a comedy with a laugh track in I don't know how long. Do they even make them anymore?
Yeah, that Last Man Standing with Tim Allen. CBS has theirs.
I saw a commercial for that today, and I was like, that just doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, CBS has theirs. They have that, that Big Bang Theory and all that. But I mean, as far as NBC goes, they had like that Carmichael show. Yeah. But very little. It's all single camera now. But I'm sick of Modern Family. But that show really put single camera comedies on the map.
Yeah, I used to like it, and then I kind of just died off.
Over it. Yeah. So Fern, let's talk to you real quick because we're going to have Fern in the studio. We're going to do a deep dive. We're going to catch up with her since her book released. I have a lot of questions about that. The next book, I want to ask about that. And I want to talk about your time with John Edwards.
Yes. So through AfterBuzz, I interviewed John Edward about almost 2 years ago now. I did a spotlight on with him. And it went really well. He's such a wonderful person. This, of course, is not John Edwards, the politician, but John Edward, the internationally known psychic medium.
Yes.
And he's been so wonderful and supportive of my book. And when he told me, when your book comes out, I want to turn the tables, not like Teresa Giudice, who knows I like the housewives, and interview you, which is so kind and so wonderful because what first-time author gets gets an experience like that. So he has a show, it's on his website, and it's every Sunday, and it's called Evolve, with him and his co-host Kat, and they interview people of the same mindset, who believe in what we believe in. And even if you're not a believer, I hate to use that word even, because I just feel like anyone who's introduced to these concepts, it might be foreign, and then it makes sense to you.
The concepts, let's clarify for those who aren't familiar with John, the concepts of spirituality and the afterlife.
And being that energy doesn't die and that you continue on, and that they are able, they no longer have a human body, but are able to use their energy to communicate in different ways. Like, for me, my grandpa sends me pennies, and it sounds silly, but if it's happened to you, you get it. So there are people who find this... They just don't get it, and that's fine. And then there are the people who I can have these conversations with because they've had the same experiences, or they understand that it's they get it.
I moved into my new place, and there was this penny on the floor, and I was like, why is this here? Because it was like not there before, and I was like, why is this here? And then I put it like in my pocket or whatever. Then the next day there was another one in my other room, and I live in a studio, so it was like 2 rooms in the other room, but it was wedged between the floor and the board, like the molding, you know what I mean, like the floorboard. And so I was like, I'm leaving that there because it's supposed to be a reason. And I, by reading Fern's book that in the morning, I know that you're not supposed to mess with them. You leave them. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this live here.
Yes. Oh, and it's someone, even if it could be someone you never met in the physical and the natural, someone who's just saying you're being, no, I don't want to say watch because that sounds creepy, but you're being supported in that energy.
So what was it like to record this? When is it going to air? Do we know the exact date, or is it still in the works?
So we taped it in July via Skype. So they're in Long Island, I'm in LA, obviously. So the interview was conducted via Skype, and it'll air in, I believe, in November, but beforehand they'll send me kind of like a sizzle reel or like a promo reel, so I can let people know the exact date. But I believe it'll be in, they said the projected date was November. So in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm so excited.
And how can folks see it?
So it's on johnedward.net, and if you go to Evolve, it's a year membership, so you have to be a member to watch it. But I think it's worth the money, because if you don't go to church on Sunday and you're looking for something that's a half hour that just changes your perspective, and it's a form of meditation that makes you feel better and reconstruct your thoughts for the week. And the way he's such a wonderful teacher, the way he describes things that you could think like, I've always wondered about that, or I've always thought about it, but I didn't know how to articulate it. And he's such a good teacher, and he's so great at explaining things that after I watch an episode of Evolve, I just feel better. It's as good as going to church.
I love those people that truly get it, and that they value meditation. They know how to be a good facilitator of that. I'm such an advocate for meditation. I think it's wonderful.
Right. You're going to the place in Beverly Hills, right?
I go, I go because I have to sometimes, especially with this election.
Yeah.
My God, I've had to eliminate so much noise. It's been great. I don't go as much as I should.
That's the perfect way to put it. Eliminate noise. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, Fern, we'll have you back soon. Thank you all of you who are listening to our show, and there's more to come, believe me, because you know me at this point. I'm not letting anything slip by me with the studio. The show is happening, and the best is yet to come, as I always like to say. So, Fern, thank you for coming in for this mini episode of the Rants.
It was fun.
Yeah, we still had a lot to say. I had to talk about that picture with Teresa.
Oh my God.
Couldn't wait.
To be discussed.
Couldn't wait. All right, we'll be back with more Rants. Thank you all for listening.
This has been Grants Rants. Follow us on Twitter at Grants__Rants. Cover art created by RHONY. Voiceover by Blake B. Media. Original theme music composed by Alexander Arnson.